14, adding and subtracting polynomials. One big thing here, be very careful with your signs. So we've been talking about being careful with our signs since we've been doing polynomials, but that's the one thing to remember. Otherwise, adding and subtracting is pretty easy. So again, we only add and subtract like terms. Right? If it's got a different exponent on your variable, we can't add them. It's got to be exact. So let's look at this. Our like terms would be negative 4v squared. We're adding it with v squared. So negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3v squared. Okay, then we have our 2v with our 5v, and again, we're adding it, right? So 2v plus 5v is going to give us positive 7v. And then the last one, negative 6 plus positive 3. Negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3. And you're done. So pretty easy. It's what you guys have been practicing in Algebra 1, or had been practicing in Algebra 1. Okay, let's do number 2. 2u squared plus 2u squared is 4u squared. Minus negative 2u squared, which is like plus, right? Minus negative is plus, so 4u squared plus 2u squared is going to give us 6u squared. 6u squared. If you really want it, you can write it all the way out, right? So we can write our like terms. We can say 2u squared, then we have the plus 2u squared minus negative 2u squared, right? That gave us the 6u squared. Okay, the next thing we're going to look at is our u. So 8u plus, again, right? Negative 6u. Minus 3u. So 8 plus negative 6 is 2. 2 minus 3u is negative u. And then we're going to do our last one. 9 plus, again, 9. So 9 plus 9, and then minus negative 8. Minus negative 8. So again, that's why we said be very careful of your signs, right? Because it's easy to get a plus mixed up with a minus, or a minus mixed up with a plus, and mess up your whole answer. So 9 plus 9, 18. Minus negative, right? That's plus. 8 is 26, so plus 26. So not more complicated, it's just that we have more things to keep track of. We're still just adding the like terms here. Okay, now last one, 3x squared y. So do we have any 3x squared y's here? Oh yeah, we have a minus 6x squared y. So we can say 3x squared y minus negative, right? Because we're subtracting, minus negative 6x squared y. That would give us 3 plus 6, right? Minus negative is plus 9x squared y. Don't do anything weird with the variables. They stay the same. Now let's look at our y squared. Do we have any other y squares? No, we have this xy squared, but that's not just y squared. So this one is going to stay the same. And then we have this 5x, and we have this x here. Okay, so 5x minus x. Okay, so 5x minus x. That's going to give us 4x. Right, and then we can't forget this. It's still there. So even though it doesn't have a like term there, we need to bring it down. So minus, right, minus 4xy squared. And that's probably the easiest part to forget, right? Because we're still doing this minus even though there's not a like term in the first parentheses there. So the negative applies to that on the right-hand side. The minus sign applies to everything in the parentheses to the right of it. And then we should be good. Okay, that's it. Just make sure you keep your like terms in order. Make sure your signs are good. And make sure your operation is correct when you're doing it. Again, remember